Today for Devotions with Daniella, we are reading from the first book of Daniella. This is A Day Memorialized, and we are at my birthday dinner, and this is a captain talking to me. We're deployed to Afghanistan. I mean, I get it. It's hard for you ladies, Captain Madison said. You know, before I got over here, I used to think the women who said they were scared were just being dramatic. But the more I get used to what it's like over here, the more I think you probably will get raped on this deployment. For a moment, I thought maybe I misheard him, but he barreled on, completely unaware of my shock or the stunned look on Tiffany's face. Be careful out on those patrols, he said. You really need to watch your back with a group of 25 armed guys like that. I stared at Captain Madison. I didn't know which statement I should react to. The promise I'd probably be raped by some soldier in a dark corner of this base, or the indication that I needed to protect myself from the 25 American soldiers who were supposed to have my back in a firefight. I also knew in my core all the risks he'd mentioned were terrifyingly real. My mind raced in different directions. Out on the sand, there was rarely more than one woman embedded with the Pathfinders. The infantry guys had already become like brothers to me. They circled around me, turning their backs and rifles so I could squat and pee. So different from the marches in basic training when we had to hold it in for hours. As we trudged through the booby-trapped sand in the middle of the Afghan desert, Sergeant Bohal, who we decided would pose as my brother, tried ad nauseum to explain to our partnered Afghan soldiers that no, Lieutenant Mestinek cannot be traded for 12 camels, though we do certainly appreciate the high value you've assigned to her. These were the men that the senior authorities were warning me about. And even though it was the best team I'd been on, my question was, why weren't they warning the guys not to rape us? Where were the penalties for that? I didn't know what to say. Where could I even start? I mumbled, Sir, John's my friend. He gets why women in combat is an important issue. He has a vision for what we are doing here. I'm going to be his friend, and I don't care if that looks bad to any of you. I took a deep, steadying breath, put out more bravado than I had in me, and said, I'm not breaking your precious General Order 1, sir, because I'm not doing anything wrong. General Order 1, the military's ridiculous attempt to legislate sex, was, like everything else in the boys' club, used against women to keep us in line. The general officers who dreamed it up said the ban was for the purposes of good order and discipline, the Army's catch-all for anything they didn't want to have to justify too much. In the end, banning sex while deployed didn't make the sex taboo. It made having a vagina taboo. It made me a target for people like Captain Madison from day one. I stood and put on my resting bitch face so no one could see how deeply Mike's words had affected me. Now, if you'll excuse me, sir, it's time for salsa practice with the USO right down there. I pointed down the boardwalk, and you know that's my jam. Tiffany scrambled to her feet, knowing better than to sit alone at a table full of guys. I was always trying to get her to take salsa lessons with me or hang out for one of the Saturday dance nights, but she only wanted to do her job, chat with her fiance back home, and get through the year of horrors intact. I said that to get away from him, I explained as we walked back to our room. I don't feel like dancing tonight. Nothing like having threats of rape thrown in your face to teach women how to act right, huh? She said, her voice sounding as wobbly as mine. I'm sorry that I have to go back to work. Night shifts are no fun. I wish we got to hang out more. After walking me to the door of the shipping container we shared that had been converted to a dorm, she headed out for her night shift. But at least we had a buddy for part of the way. No worries. Hey, try not to think about all those rapists in uniform waiting for you on your walk back, I tried to joke. I'll try. At least I can probably take a couple of them, she said, and beamed, patting her rifle before shutting the door behind her. Tiffany was one of the best marksmen in the unit. Happy birthday to me, I said to myself, unlacing my boots and sinking into the twin mattress of my bunk. That night, I tossed and turned, listening to the loud drone of the air conditioner. I finally fell asleep near dawn, only to find myself back in Uncle Jerry's basement room. But this time, he was wearing the uniform of an American soldier. and the rank of captain, as untouchable as he'd always been. You can get signed copies of Uncultured attached here or listen to me read it to you anywhere you get your audiobooks.